gentlemen, welcome back to Indiethon. We're coming at you with the second half of our, some might say, Yooka Laylee block. It's back with hedweg, with Yooka Laylee and the Impossible Lair. Please do take us away.
Hello, it's me again. You probably missed me already because I wasn't on here for such a long time. Before I can start, we actually need to look at what the music incentive says. Can you give me a little information on if it turned out to be 8-bit or normal soundtrack?
Indeed, I'm just refreshing the page to make sure there's no last-minute additions. It seems that the music choice poll has closed with a huge lead for the normal soundtrack.
Okay, normal soundtrack it is then.
Thank you very much to everyone who contributed to that.
Just so you see, this is where I could have selected the 8-bit level music, and if you are looking into playing this game, definitely give it a shot with the 8-bit level soundtrack as well, which you're not gonna hear today, but you can experience it yourself playing this awesome game. So I'm just gonna go into the main menu right here, because I actually had to load into another save file to do that little music selection. And unlike Yooka Laylee 1, which you just saw, this is not based off the Banjo-Kazooie franchise, but loosely, I would argue, based on the Donkey Kong Country Super Nintendo games, which is actually really, really amazing. And in my personal experience, one of the best 2D platformers I have played in my life, which is a rather bold statement, I know, but it's an extremely good 2D platformer. If you like the original DKC games, you guys are gonna love it. I'm gonna give you guys a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then we can start. So, chat, are you guys ready? We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go! Right into this beautiful category called 24 Bees. And you guys might wonder, what does 24 Bees mean? 24 Bees means we're gonna finish 24 levels. Well, not exactly just 24 levels, but I'm gonna explain that later. But at the end of each level, we're getting 1 bee, and 1 bee collected in this game means 1 hit we're allowed to take in the final level. And now you might think, or so I would assume, 24 hits in 1 level? That sounds rather many, right? Right? But the very final level of this game is actually right at the end of this tutorial, and if I would try and play through it right at the end of the tutorial with 0 bees, meaning we can take no additional hits, that would actually be a hell of a hard level. I'm sorry for that. It's actually like really, really hard. I've only ever finished 2 any percent runs of this game in my life, like on 0 bees. This is technically also an any percent category, but with the like extra condition of actually collecting 24 bees. And since there's 48 bees in this game, and the community didn't really like to only have 100% and any percent being like a 10-minute and a 3-hour category, we sort of went for this little middle ground category, which is like an hour long. Has a little bit of a routing in it, has the fastest bees in the game, does all the cool overworld tricks we know, and it's basically the best of Yooka Laylee and the Impossible Lair condensed into a fun middle ground, beginner-friendly middle ground category. It's really fun. I like to run it. So right here it's shown us as if we had like all of those bees. This is like the tutorial section, and the game's like, oh, if you have bees, you're shielded from hits. We don't actually have that throughout like all of the game until the very final level of the game. Because capital B right here, as you see, the villain is back again. He uses his hive mind to steal all the protective bees from us, which Queen Phoebe is quite infuriated about, and wants us to go into all the levels he for some reason scattered the bees in. This is sort of like a similar deal as in Super Mario 64. You guys might remember Bowser stole Power Stars and then hides them in levels for Mario to find them. I think he has a weird little obsession with like That's probably just the main villain thing. That obsession with hiding things, so the hero of the game is actually able to find them. I don't know why he just wouldn't just keep them with him. I don't know. But yeah, we don't need to think about that too hard. We just get ourselves killed, which is intentional. I'm gonna spare you guys the little "oh no, I got hit" move that I usually do, because it's getting old. Fun fact, this was originally supposed to be 24 bees with a donation incentive for this game, but Hedwig decided to include a freebie. That is not correct! But thank you for that little fun non-fact. So on the puns, this game is actually filled to the brim with bee puns. So whenever you guys come up with a healthy little pun on the word bee, and anything I'm doing here, either like me personally in front of the cam or Yooka inside the game, go ahead, give us those bee puns. We can use them. I actually, I think it's rather unlikely, but I hope I'll PB with this run. So, first real 2D level. Our fastest form of movement is rolling. If we're not rolling, we actually slowly go back to walking speed, and we don't like walking speed because we like to be fast. And the fastest way to initiate a roll at maximum speed is to do a little ground pound and do a roll jump out of it, and then try to keep up the momentum by not ever walking. Which is achieved by touching the ground as few as possible and rolling all the time while touching the ground, because it makes us not lose speed. As you can see, I'm actually carrying a berry with me. And I'm carrying that berry with me because carrying a berry is really cool. No, that's not the reason, even though carrying this gigantic berry, which is larger than Yooka's head, is really cool. At the end of each level, there's this little glass beehive, which we have to destroy in order to, finish up the level. And the cool thing is, it has full-on enemy collision. It's not as the flags in Donkey Kong games, which we just have to jump on, but we can actually throw things at it, like here. Yeah, the human being. Perfect, perfect. I love you, Indiethon events. We can actually throw the berry at it and it gets destroyed, and that ends the level as well, which is really cool. Yeah, I hope I'm gonna be able to give capital B a really good beating at the end. So, level 1 completed. I'm actually not doing one rather hard and marathon unsafe strat for the game, which I'm sorry I'm not able to show you guys. But at the end of each level, the game gives us this little animation with showing us that the bee we collected goes to the final level of the game, which is called the Impossible Lair, which the game is named after. We would be able to perform a trick called USB. No kidding. Oh, I'm also preparing an out of bounds here. I'm actually already out of bounds, lol. Jumping on this stuff here. It goes fast in today's games, you know. And we're out of bounds. Doing an air swim, skipping half of the game in a bit. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we good, we good. Okay, I'm gonna have to focus a little bit. Wait for the splash. Now I go up left. We're right now swimming under the level. We're standing again. Now we're swimming again. So the fun thing about swimming in this game, it's actually sort of similar to a lot of other games, I believe. There's two states of Yooka in the overworld, pretty much. It's standing and walking, and it's swimming. So once we enter swimming state, we can never get out of it unless we reach a water surface again. So, and since below the map, there's no water surface right here. We can't actually go out of the swimming state, which is pretty cool for us because it lets us swim under the entire map right to level 10-1 and 10-2, skipping half the game pretty much. And what I'm gonna be able to introduce you guys to here is different level states. Each level in this game has 2 states. It's like 1-2, like 1-1, 1-2, and they're usually triggered by performing something in the overworld. Like, for example, the tome right here is triggered to become the second version of the level by making the swing move. And what that does is converting our level called Ropeburn Ridge into a moving Ropeburn Ridge. Like, usually it has non-moving ropes and a different level layout. They always have different level layouts. It's not just a small thing. And in the base version of the level, it's stationary ropes. What I'm going to try to perform here is an out of bounds in this level, which is called Rope Zip. It's rather hard. I try to grab the rope and press jump right as the Yooka grabs back onto the rope. It's a frame perfect trick, which is not too easy, but we're gonna be able to do it, I believe. So I'm gonna try to do it from the left again. Okay, not too easy. Here we go. So yeah, jumping off of the rope in the same frame that Yooka grabs onto the rope gives us this fancy little zip out of bounds, where we then have to do the same thing again with the water. Out of bounds there's a little bit of water, and since we can't get out of the swimming state because there's no water surface anywhere here out of bounds, we just stay in the swimming in animation and swimming physics forever, allowing us to air swim over the top of the entire level, getting to the end of the level from out of bounds, which is pretty cool and fast. After this level, I'm just gonna go into the normal version of the level, which is Ropeburn Ridge, but without the swinging ropes. And if you guys have anything cool to plug during that, now would be a good 3 to 5 minutes to do so.
Absolutely. I can 100% tell people about a couple of fantastic raffle prizes that you can get. So if you are kind enough to give us $15, you can select to add your name to a hat, from which we will pull the prize for either Yooka Laylee or Yooka Laylee and the Impossible Lair, depending on which you select. Alternatively, if you want both games along with a few others, then you can put in $30 and be in with a chance to draw both. Very, very nice, and we would like to thank Team 17 for contributing these, as well as many others.
Thank you so much. That sounds like an amazing opportunity, guys. So if you didn't get around to play those games yet, definitely give that a go. Aside from giving to an awesome charity, you can also like grab those games you're seeing right here, and you can even go ahead and speedrun them. That's crazy. So in case anyone ever thinks about trying to speedrun Yooka Laylee 1 or 2, you're definitely super welcome in the Yooka Laylee community. We're very appreciative of everyone looking into running our games. I'm saying our games as if I was part of like the dev team or anything. Whatever. Yeah, we always like to help newcomers get along and like learn the basics of the game. We have a few tutorials and stuff, so just search for our Yooka Laylee speedrunning Discord and give it a shot, or DM me personally. That's alright as well if you find me on the Indiethon Discord, which every one of you should obviously be on. Now you guys are gonna see the first Overworld Bee. The Overworld Bees are usually either hidden behind a secret exit in a level, which puts us to space in the overworld or just straight up hidden somewhere in the overworld. And they're basically free bees. Free bees. So we're gonna collect all 8 of them, meaning we only need to actually finish 16 of the platforming levels, since these overworld bees are so extremely fast to collect. And we can actually get all of them in, like, all the secret exits. We don't actually have to go to the secret exits, but we can get them from the overworld in our own little way. So we're just gonna perform another little roll up this wall. I'm actually too bad to do it the easy way. I can only do it the hard way, like this, because I only ever practiced like this way of doing it, but there's an easier way now. So if we if we ground pound close to the wall there, we can actually roll up slopes, which is really fun and allows us to do some cool out of bounds stuff. Usually we would be supposed to do quite a lot of stuff around here, and we wouldn't even be able to be in this area now because the character Trouser, which you might remember from the game before this, actually put up paywalls this time, making us pay little coins we have to collect inside the levels in order to like progress through the areas of the game. But yeah, we don't need to collect a single coin. And this jump here is rather tricky. It's called Desert Out of Bounds. Nice, there we got it. Allowing us to go over to this bee here, which is usually a secret exit from level 13-2, I believe. Yeah, we don't actually. Unbelievable. Yes. Now we're gonna do another little unintentional jump onto that fence here. Change that level up by making it go upside down. And we're entering chapter 14-2, which is one of my favorite levels soundtrack-wise. So I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy that for a bit. And nearly die. I could actually say that about most levels. I really love the soundtrack of this game. It's actually really amazing. Even though it's not made it's mostly not made by Grant Kirkhope and David Wise like the original game. It's actually made mostly by in-house composers of Playtonic games, which is really crazy to me. Because they've done such a crazy job of capturing like the DKC-ish spirit in the soundtrack. So we're gonna... Oh, I lost Laylee there again. So what you see what happens when I lose Laylee, right? She flies around basically like Baby Mario in Yoshi's Island, like wah, wah, giving us a little counter. Basically when we don't have Laylee with us, we want to get her back as quickly as possible, because otherwise we can't do fast rolls, we can't do ground pounds and stuff like that. And when we really, like, when she flies off and we don't get her back, that's quite terrible, because that would make us end up having to get a bell. And, like, those bells are scattered around the levels, but sometimes it takes a while to get there. So those... As you can see, the map is not loaded because we don't actually progress through the world normally. I'm gonna just teleport to level 2 then. Doing another little out of bounds, skipping some paywalls to get to one of the final areas of the game again. The beach area. We can just roll over here. Pretty much go the same way as we did for the out of bounds earlier and hop right over here to chapter 17 out of 20. As you can see, there's some quite nifty little skips. I would actually be able to teach you how to do this in like 5 to 10 seconds. So if you ever think about breaking this game, getting some babies. Okay. Okay. As DK64 Donkey Kong would say. Just gonna rush through this level. This level obviously also has nothing to do with like any kind of other game that has barrels in it. Hey Bunnyist! You have a good taste in games. So yeah, if you stick around, you're definitely gonna see some more cool tricks in this game. This level was pretty straightforward. We basically play it how it's supposed to be, except for a little damage boost in the end, allowing us to not have to wait for all the cycles, really. This here is actually a fun little thing. You'll see me jump onto the fence from the tome here. Right in a bit, and I actually talked to the Overworld designer about this, and he said they noticed it's possible to jump over the fence, which is not intentional during development, but they actually thought about, hey, some people might like that you can just jump over the fence from there, and it doesn't do any harm, and it's gonna be cool for speedrunners, so they'll just let it in, which I really enjoyed. So we'll take a fire berry all the way over here. Then take this bomb berry to break a little sandcastle some kid has built in a super long effort. And enter chapter 16. Chapter 16 is pretty cool because both versions of chapter 16 have really cool tricks in them. Like this one, for example, has us go out of the supposed walking area of the level by using the jump pad, and oh my god, I messed it up. I actually backed it up. So we can go all the way over here, which we're not supposed to, and I messed it up again. But you know what? I'm gonna restart the level because I want to show you guys, and it doesn't waste too much time. It's cool. Basically what I'm using jumping off of the jump pad is a delayed jump. And what a delayed jump is that we're, so I'm not pressing A right as I fell down again. Oh my god, what am I doing? As I'm jumping onto the jump pad, we get okay, I can't do it again. Doesn't matter. You got the idea, right? As I'm jumping off of the jump pad, I don't immediately press A to like get a high jump off of it, but I wait for a moment until Yooka gets like bumped up ever so slightly by the jump pad itself, and only then press A. And while pressing that A, I'm even pressing the twirl button as well, which allows us to get some extra height for whatever reason. But if we press twirl while jumping off of a bouncy pad, that just gives us some crazy little boost up into the sky. And we like to do it. You're gonna see it in the next level as well. So just run through this level as quickly as possible now. Oh wow, that was some fancy thing. We can just roll under some of those ropes here real quick. Let go. And we're pretty much at the end of the level already. So this level also has a secret exit, as you'll see in just a bit. But as I said, we don't need any of the secret exits. We can always use a little bit of an overworld trick, an overworld glitch or whatever, in this time more of a trick, to actually get to the secret exit B without having to actually do the secret exit. This time by doing a slope roll up this little platform, which will tilt upwards, and we can roll up and just have it. We don't need to do anything for it. And the good thing also with this is that we now tilted the tome we were just in upwards, so we can now enter the alternative version of level, what is it? 16, which is called Quizzy Quay Climb. And in the beginning, I'm gonna do another one of those boost jumps off of a pad to skip some of the beginning of the level right here. This level actually also has an out of bounds, but it's rather risky, and the level for some reason has a lot of death planes out of bounds, which are all invisible and sometimes overlap and stuff, and I don't really find it marathon safe enough, so we're not gonna do it. And you're gonna see like at least one more out of bounds in a level later, so don't be mad, you're not missing out on cool out of bounds action here. Missed the cycle somehow, but whatevers. It's like 2 seconds. So right here on the right, we could get out of bounds above the right spinning wheel. This area is rather lenient just to run through. Right here we can jump a little bit ahead while the stuff's falling down to already land on the platform as it's like positioning itself. Same thing here. Reaching the end of the level. Nice. Oh, Bonnie, make sure to join the Yooka Laylee speedrunning Discord for that. We're very, very, very eager to help everyone looking into running this game. I would super look forward to teach you the basics if you want, or like give you the good sources of where to learn it. So chapter 15 is another one of the 2D levels which allows us to do a little funny out of bounds right in the beginning. Which we're gonna do. We're gonna jump out of bounds right here. Try to make sure not to get crushed out of bounds there. And same thing as earlier, we hit a water plane and now out of bounds there's no water surface to get us out of the swimming state, so we just swim around the entire level like this. Whoop-de-doo. Well, if anyone has any questions, feel very, very free to ask them. Like 10 more seconds to the right. Oh, even less. And hey, that was a hard level. Funny thing, the out of bounds in these levels are actually all quite fast to learn, I'd argue. Whoop-be-doo, exactly. Next bee we're gonna get is another Overworld Bee, this time one that's actually behind like a little challenge. Devs of the game are testing us for knowing to do the coyote jump over that gap. Coyote jump is what it's called when you have a little bit of time left after leaving a platform and you can still jump. And you guys may know it from Donkey Kong Country, where you can roll off of platforms and still jump. And that's actually required here in order to get to this bee. Which I found quite interesting that they'd leave that in, because it's not the most casual thing to do, I'd argue. We're done with the beach area. So, onto Paywall 1 skip. We don't want to have that talk with Trouser and give him 1 coin, so we're just gonna jump over that fence right there, which I just messed up. Yes, and Paywall 1 has officially been skipped, and we're entering Chapter 4. So, we were already at like Chapter 10, 17, 14, 1, now at level 4. That's the order we like to play in. Alright. This level is quite straightforward. It's one of the fastest levels in the game, actually. It's only like 50 seconds long. It was a real no-brainer to put into the route. Some of the levels are like 3 minutes and beyond, and this level's like super short in comparison. See, here we go. Straightforward platforming through the level. And this is actually the level where the game wants to teach us about the different level states, as in like Queen Phoebe now coming around teaching us, hey, you see how that tome is inside a little patch of water? What if you froze that water? Could that change anything to the level? Yeah. We're gonna have to do that, and we're gonna actually enter the frozen version of the level as well, because it's also on the fast side. We would not have to watch some of those cutscenes if we did that fancy but really marathon unsafe strat that I talked about earlier. Actually, I forgot to tell you guys what it's all about, so I'm gonna use the next level to do so. The trick that we call USB is used to gain control over Yooka while a cutscene should be playing in the overworld. That is achieved by, in the right moment after being done with a level, disconnecting the controller's cable to the PC and connecting it back at the right moment. Basically what happens is, when we exit the level and the cutscene plays for telling us like, oh, you got a new bee and it's going to the Impossible Lair. In that moment, the game basically puts a flag where it's like, take away control ability from player. And then after like 1 or 2 seconds, there's another flag where it stops with that, and it gives the player back the control. But if we don't have a controller connected while it's trying to take away our control, it never takes away our control. So we just disconnect it and reconnect it right after it tries to take away control from us. And that allows us to actually have control while dying. That actually allows us to take control of Yooka Laylee on the overworld during the bee cutscenes right after levels, allowing us to already like warp to a different level without having to look at the bee going into other levels and stuff like that. It's quite wild. It's a stupid trick, and it also destroys our controller parts, because when you plug your USB-C, or back in the days micro USB, in and out for like 500 times a day while grinding runs, it quickly wears out the USB-C or micro USB ports and cables and stuff like that, and it wasn't a good time, I'll tell you guys. We need it for like proper world record runs, but I'm kind of glad not to have to do it here today. So yeah, we're done with World 4. We're not getting out of here because we never manipulated the overworld to be able to get here casually. So we're gonna have to perform Paywall 1 skip once again, jumping right over that fence and allowing us to unlock Chapter 3 and Chapter 3 -2. This level, in my opinion, has some strong Skyward Sword vibes, so if Floa is here or anything, I don't know, the music just gives me some strong Skyward Sword vibes. Have you guys played Skyward Sword? Do you guys agree with me? Always putting me right back into like the Skyward Sword vibe. Really have to replay it. So yeah, if we jump off of those ropes at the right moment, as you might have seen there, we can carry a lot of the momentum the rope gives us, and as long as we don't go into walking, and we keep on rolling and jumping off the ground, we can actually keep that, that speed pretty much forever. So this is a little bit of a rough situation because we lost Laylee. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do some safety jumps right there, not rolling all the way through, because that likely would have killed me. Chapter 3-2 coming up, being, I would argue, the closest, like, one of the only times where, like, the manipulated version, like the -2 version of a level, is a bit similar to the original. So in case you got anything cool to plug for the next 2 minutes, I'd appreciate that a lot.
I absolutely can do so, thank you very much. I should tell people about the upcoming incentives that they can donate toward. First of all, a few games from now, we will be seeing Unmetal, and if the donation incentive is met, only about $60 left on that, then that will be upgraded to hard mode. And I'm sure we will all see what it looks like when Nick is in pain. In addition to that, for Death's Door, far down the schedule, we have an incentive to see the service dog. Please do donate whatever you can, and we can see these awesome things happen. Back to you.
Thank you so much. So yeah, as you see right here, we can really carry a lot of momentum from those ropes. It's really crazy. Sometimes a little hard to control. So yeah, the only real difference to like the base version of this level in this is that we're getting chased by monsters, but we don't really ever see them if we don't slow down to try and see them. And yeah, we're just gonna climb up here and are already near the end of the level. Oh, I accidentally jumped into that guy. Too bad, we're gonna have to wait for the rope here then and not do the swaggy strats. That should be B. That should be B number 17. So it's like, I think, 2 or 3 more Overworld Bees to go and some level bees. And if we have all those bees, then we can go into the Impossible Lair, I guess. And you're gonna see what I mean with the level being extremely long and hard. Oh, yeah, I fell down there. That's not too good. So I'm not getting the super early Overworld Bee here, but that's okay. We can just water this plant, get that bomb, get onto this fence here, and throw the bomb at that beehive, because that is another way of destroying Overworld Bees. Overworld Bees have collision just like the in-level bees. We can throw everything at them and collect them through that. Just like at the end of the 2D levels. Entering chapter 5-1. Which is another one of my favorites, actually. It's a really cool level for the speedrun, in my opinion. Especially this second area right here after the door. It has a cool flow to it. It really gives you an idea of how it feels to run this game, in my opinion. Except if I just butcher it. Lol. Yeah. Runner's curse, as they say. This section here has a rather tight jump right here. Yes, perfect. As you can see, we're taking a berry with us to the end again to throw it at the hive. Rather tight little cycle skip here. Ah, didn't manage to get it. We can skip one cycle of these platforms if we're just fast enough. Jumping over that spider is actually faster than waiting for it to go down. Yeah, we were actually thinking about like having a tool or something to save our controllers, or using like on and off switchable USB hubs for it, but it usually added too much latency in order for us to get it to work properly. We haven't found a super good solution for it yet, but we're definitely trying to look into saving our controllers. Everyone would love if we came up with a good possible thing for that. So throwing the berry at that. Yeah, right. It's crazy how much momentum you can build up and carry through the levels. I really love it. So next thing we're seeing is a bomb jump. Bomb jumps used to be way further, way more spread throughout the entire run, but now there's only one. We're getting that and counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, too bad. I need to position a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. With a good positioning, that little explosion of the bomb can actually lift us up a little bit and to one direction in order to boost us over that little fence to do another little skip in the overworld. And now being in another area which we would usually have to pay a paywall for. We don't like paywalls. Speedrunners don't like paywalls in general, I'd argue, but especially not paywalls that can be skipped. I mean, we like them if they can be skipped actually, but we still don't know. I'm terrible at wording it. Alright, I'm just gonna be fast. That's what I can do. Talking is not what I'm here for. It's playing the game because I am gamer. So too long didn't read trouser bad, yeah. I'd agree, Proasek, I'd agree. The game, like, it also allows people to, like, adapt their playstyle and speed to their skill level. So we're gonna just do a little bit of a jump on top of there. Get that secret bee. So Frostbite, I'm talking about. So when I'm talking about paywalls, it's not literal paywalls, as in like you need to buy something for real life money in order to get further in the game. That's not the deal. The game's kind of fourth wall breaking there, as in the NPC trouser telling you to collect coins throughout the levels to progress through the game. Like, you need to have this many coins and then okay, you know, nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure, I'm sorry. I didn't want to leave anyone here under the impression that Platonic would have put, like, actual paywalls in this game, because that's definitely not a thing. They would not do that. So, this is it used to be rather hard for a lot of people. For me, it's not too hard anymore. Jinxed, lol. We can actually... yeah, that's bad. I can't get that B anymore. I'm gonna have to get another B. Why? Why would I ever say, this is easy, this is easy? The only one thing that can happen when you do that is you fail the trick you're doing at that time. Yeah, true. That would have been the last Overworld Bee I would have liked to collect. And it's sort of the hardest, because if you do what I just did and fall in that exact spot, fall down in that exact spot, you can lose the ability to even get the bee. Beak up, yeah, exactly. We're gonna need to get a beak up bee. Which is gonna cost us quite a little bit of time, because the Overworld Bees, as you see, are pretty much free when we don't fail them. I don't like getting hit there. Now it's gonna make this last part really challenging. Oh, at least there's a save. And slow, actually. It's gonna make the last part slow. Hey, there's a bell. Nice. I didn't know about that. I'm gonna need to enter one additional level now in order to get one more B, because okay, yeah, you don't mind looking at more levels. That's good then. I'm gonna show you guys level 2-1 then, because it's one of my favorite and it's one of the fastest. That would probably be like 2 or 3 options for me now that I could do at the back as a backup. That would be viable and fast enough. But 2-1 is the closest to my route, and it's my personal favorite out of the ones eligible to be a backup. Something's wrong with my focus here. I'm deeply sorry. But it's 5:30 a.m. and I got up at 2:30 a.m. for this marathon. I'm quite happy with myself that I'm even still able to play and talk at the same time. So, yeah, this was supposed to be our second to last level we're playing, but now it's only our third to last level we've been playing. Yes, exactly, because we're gonna still have to do level 1-2 and 2-1. 1-2 is triggered by talking to Rodney, who likes to fish and accidentally fishes in the magic tome and takes the entire city out of the level. So, yes, sadly, chapter 1 is broken now and all destroyed. This level's IL is actually, when I'm talking IL, I mean individual level speedrun. This level's individual level speedrun is actually the fastest out of the entire game. Played perfectly, it's like, I believe, 17 seconds, rather than about a minute, what I'm gonna take. But it has a... which is because of a rope zip technique that we can use. And in order to do that, we need to run the game at like at least 144 frames a second, and perform a frame-perfect rope zip at that. So that's pretty terrible. Imagine having to do a frame-perfect trick at 1/144th of a second. That's like, yeah, that's like less than 10 milliseconds for the input. It's so close to not being humanly possible. After this level, as I said, we're gonna go get our backup bee, do. Chapter 2-1. Imagine super precise checks the real high frame rate. 22016 speed range. Oh, I haven't ran this level in a while. I gotta be real with you guys, I didn't practice this level because I really hoped not to be able to do something something such as a backup like this. But I've done a fair share of IL runs of this game in the past, so I still know the strats at least. Yeah, we can actually go past that thing. Thank you, Sprinkle. I appreciate that. Just skipping over some more stuff here and trying to be fast. I just literally ran into that saw blade. That was some top tier gameplay right here. You've seen it first on Indiethon. So, elevator section where we really just wait. So since we entered the very final level of the game after this, I'm gonna try to explain some damage boost strats and stuff like that in there. This would be our final chance to plug something cool.
In which case, plug something cool I shall do.
Nice.
I should shout about one of our supporters. So, Indiethon is supported by Chucklefish Games. Chucklefish is an independent game developer and publisher based in London, UK, with a love of charming pixel art and a drive to support and create amazing games. They have published countless classic indie games such as Starbound, Stardew Valley, Time Spinner, as well as upcoming games Locomotive and Wild Frost. They've graciously provided us with many cool prizes. Visit their website www.chucklefish.org for more information on their awesome selection of games.
Yeah. That was perfect timing. We're right now teleporting over and entering the Impossible Lair, which is, at this point, they're not so Impossible Lair. They actually changed the name, which is funny, because they've added a checkpoint system. You can actually start from the start of any fight in the Impossible Lair with the amount of bees you had up to that point. So the fights are really rather scripted in this. We can do them really fast. We don't really want to lose any bees during the fights, and we can basically hit him whenever he isn't in his iframes. And yeah, for the Impossible Lair itself, I'm gonna be irregularly quiet for some time, probably, because I'm trying to focus a little bit. But you're gonna see me some funny damage boosts, some funny other little speed strats. And yeah, this level's gonna take about like 10-ish minutes. And yeah, it's like a big gauntlet of the game trying to... I'm losing a little too many bees. Trying to basically test if we learned everything we needed to learn throughout the game already. This is the hardest final level ever. Yeah, I'd agree. So here's another little cool damage boost strat allowing us to skip one laser cycle there. Oh my god, I'm losing so many bees. Okay, I need to be really cautious now. So skipped some barrels there. Yeah, I lost like... I don't know. 2, 3, 4 more than I would have liked to lose at this point. So I guess I'm gonna play section 2 of the level, which in my opinion is the hardest, as safe as I can. So, and yeah, this is pretty much it with section 1 of the Impossible Lair. We're coming up with fight number 2. Fight number 2 is pretty cool. Just gonna, like, again, hit him as fast as we can, when we can. Wow. Yeah, we can... That's funny. Okay, so if I would have done a perfect fight here, we would have been able to skip that final attack, but I didn't manage to squeeze just that one more hit in to skip it, but that's like 5 seconds, so who cares? I didn't lose a bee, which is good. Coming up with section 2 of 4 of this final level. So there's 4 platforming sections and 4 boss fights right after one another. And as you can see, my bee counter goes down every time I take a hit. At the end, if I have 0 bees, I'll only have Laylee like in the normal levels. So yeah, if you guys haven't played this game, definitely, and you like 2D platformers, definitely give it a shot. It's my personal platformer since the DKC games, probably. Like 2D platformer since the DKC games. And I'm talking Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3, which are my personal favorites. Most people say this game gives them a Tropical Freeze vibe though, and I can definitely see that as well. So we're just gonna go up these elevators, trying to squeeze under here. Ah, got hit. Okay, we're gonna play the water section a little bit safe, but not here. Only after this section, which we can actually speed through, because it's a very safe pattern, even though it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I'm gonna play it safe from here. Get hit once, too many times already. I personally like this way more than Tropical Freeze as well. I totally agree with you there. But I mean, it's up for personal preference. Up to personal preference. And I can see what people like about Tropical Freeze as well. Yeah, we really have to wait for these platforms and then go through the saw blades. Another platform that goes down rather slowly. Trying to catch that one here. Just waiting that one out because it's a bad cycle. I really don't like to take that cycle. Yeah, this section 2 of the platforming sections is a little bit slow, but the obstacles are extremely dangerous. This section here is really easy though. But rather shortly after this, we're gonna go right into what we call the Icy Elevator, and oh my god, ice physics plus elevator plus auto-scrolling. Who thought of this? It's a speedrunner's nightmare. Oh no, I got hit once already. And when we jump, the elevator actually goes back down, so we don't really... We try to jump as few as possible. in order not to lose time and make the cycles go weird. Oh no! Alright. That's alright, that's alright, that's alright. Can jump through here with a rather tight jump. And I'll just try to not lose any more bees up until the third that jump's really scary actually. Yeah, coming up with the third fight now. Half of the Impossible Lair completed. Third fight coming up. He will now start throwing bombs at us. Let's see how he does. So yeah, these bombs we can pick up. When he goes down to the ground, we can attack him on the ground. We usually wanna wait with attacking him with the bombs until he stays in the air and we can't attack him otherwise. Like here. Because otherwise it's really a waste, because we can just attack him by jumping on top of his head. So even when he's up there, we can attack him with a really high roll boost jump, which is actually really hard. I sort of made it look easy there, but it took me quite a while to learn those. So yeah, platforming section 3 coming up with a lot of damage boosts. I'll have to try and not to overdo it. I tend to overdoing the damage boosts in this area, because it's just so tempting, because we can get all the speed. Oh no, I fell. Oh, this is bad. Okay, I'm gonna play it a little bit safer. Wow! Ooh, what was that toad doing? I hit that toad's butt and then it pushed me down. I didn't exactly like that. I don't like that that toad's butt has collision. Okay, I didn't manage to do the conveyor vader skip, as we call it, because it's both an elevator and a conveyor belt. Really cool little conservation of momentum there. This entire ending sequence we can skip with a few cool roll boost jumps, and we go, here we go, right into part 4 of the Impossible Lair, which is the last boss fight, the 4th and last boss fight, and after that we only have an escape sequence. Alright. Good fight so far. Now he'll do an attack where we just have to stick to the very left of the arena not to get hit. Now we can't do that anymore. We can do this and do this, and now he's on to his last attack before the fight's gonna be nearly over. Now he has only 1 bee left, which means, like, you can see his hits, available hits go around him as bees as well, by the way. And now he asks for his assistant to enable the defenses, and see what we did. We got the hive mind, and now, ha ha ha, we can control bees just like he does. And you know what that means? We can control himself. Pew! Big brain move, and we're moving him right into those saw blades to finish him up. For some reason, Chop Suey by System of a Down starts playing. And we're right into the escape sequence. Exactly. Because just like any good game, we need a self-destruct scene at the end, which we need to flee from. Didn't get mean damage there. This area here is quite fun, because as soon as we're on the right there, this that ground sorta deloads. And we can just like ground pound through the ground there, which is quite funny. Oh yeah. And time's coming up in about 10 seconds. And as soon as the screen will turn all black, it'll be 3, 2, 1, time! Lego!
Very well done indeed. For putting together that absolutely fantastic run.
Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun during it. And I'm glad chat seems to have enjoyed it as well. Oh yeah, wait, I don't tab out of the game because then you don't have the fancy music anymore. Yeah, just some last words. As I said earlier, if anyone looks into running this game, our community is extremely welcoming of anyone who wants to pick either this or the first Yooka Laylee game up. I run both, and I'm very willing to help with both. Shoutouts to the cool communities, and shoutouts to Indiethon for making this cool marathon happen for a good cause. So everyone, keep donating and watching the awesome runs. Love you guys.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much indeed once again to you for Hedwig, to putting that run together. We have a couple of donations to run through quickly from Sparkle Theory, who first donates $50 with no message, and then donates a second $50 with a message, saying, "We didn't get to keep and pet the cat, but let's see the service dog in Happy by Three's run. Thank you, Indiethon, for a great event supporting a great cause." Well, thank you kindly for your aggregate $100. Next up, we'll be seeing Infinex run by Verts. Please don't go anywhere.